All right, now we can count down. Right.
5,
4, 3,
1.
11. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Counterfeit Intelligence Podcast. I am Skyler.
I am John. We are your hosts as we journey through non-information, misinformation, and unintelligent things.
Yeah, basically, a lot of stupid stuff, hopefully.
Our mouths be speaking.
That's true. We do speak with those sometimes.
Our minds not be thinking.
That's not true. I think about things.
I think of counterfeit things.
Alright, well, how was your week, John?
It was kind of uneventful, not gonna lie. I didn't really do much. But my weekend's gonna be entertaining. I'm getting a tattoo.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Oh, there you go. Reveal it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
next episode.
I like
tattoo
that idea.
reveal.
Well,
Yeah,
you've been telling me about it. Sounds cool, for sure.
it's gonna. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, my week was pretty uneventful as well.
Yeah.
Last weekend I went to a bachelor party thing. It was kind of fun. Yeah.
It was like a blended though.
Yeah,
right?
it was mixed. Yeah. It was just like people hanging out. They
Okay.
played D&D and stuff, and then it was interesting.
Yeah.
A bunch of people I didn't know. It was kind of fun. And then we both almost died several times today, just trying to go grocery shopping.
Roundabouts were a terrible idea in America.
Yeah, dude.
The people are not ready. That old lady.
No, yeah.
Oh my god.
Old lady, the old man that came off the highway.
That was at a stoplight though.
Yeah, I know, but he was.
He
didn't even slow down.
We need to tell them about the old lady.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my hometown put in a couple of roundabouts, and there was an old lady that I was telling you this not seconds before this happened.
Yeah.
Old lady came into the roundabout, and you know how the entrance to each roundabout has yield signs because you're supposed to stop and wait for the traffic that's already going around in circles to go. Well, there was this truck parked at a yield sign just waiting for his turn to go. This old lady was already in the roundabout, pulled up to where that intersection was, and stopped and waited for the truck to hop on. Like he had the right of way or something, and you're supposed to stop mid-circle.
Yeah.
The truck did not fucking move because he has a yield sign.
Yeah.
And the lady sat there for a good, 30 seconds, an uncomfortable amount of time, and then carried about her business. And that was wild to see. I knew shit like that was going to happen. We have a lot of old people in my hometown.
Yep. And then no shit.
Not a minute after I told him this story.
We went through a roundabout, and an old lady stopped right in the middle of the roundabout. We've seen it happen. It was wild.
She was waiting for people who had a yield sign to hop onto the roundabout.
Thankfully, we didn't get stuck. We got to take the exit before. But
That was a multi-lane roundabout. One. Yeah, rather than the single lanes, which are superior in every way.
They're simpler for sure.
So simpler.
Yeah. Yeah. I came off the highway.
Yeah.
Crazy.
At a stoplight. Went to on and off ramps to this highway that was above us.
And then the guy that did a U-turn where there is not a turn lane while we were going straight.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was crazy.
We were following him. No, we were making a left turn.
No, we were driving straight, dude. He started whipping a U-turn while the light was green. I was speeding up, and he was like, huh? And then he stopped, and I blew by
that
him.
truck. I'm thinking of a different one.
Oh my god. Yeah, the other truck.
Yeah, the other truck. We were making a left turn off of that same stoplight. No, a different stoplight.
Further
the one
down.
after.
Yeah,
the one after. We were making a left turn, and we were following this truck who just fucking kept going and kept going that way, which is like fine. You could do that in like roundabouts. It was just surprising because we were right behind him, and you drive in traffic long enough, you just start to follow what the other cars are doing. And you did it a little bit. You're following him, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm trying to turn left here. Not fucking go that way. We came that way.
What are you doing, guy?
Pedestrians not looking both ways before they cross the street.
Yep.
All day. We got 2 intersections, crosswalks that we've seen that happen. They just
walking through the street.
On the phone, not on the phone.
Yeah.
Telling you, if you want to kill somebody with a car, there's no better year to do it.
I don't think we can endorse people.
I'm not telling them to do it. I'm just saying the conditions are right.
Statistics say.
Acting out. No, don't.
Oh my god.
Can't tell them. Can't tell them to act now.
Well, something else kind of cool happened this week. A little bit.
What's that?
Biden did something this week.
Oh, what did Biden do?
Made some history. You know that? No, he walked with the people that were striking, and I guess people haven't done that before.
What was the strike?
They were
about?
striking against the major auto companies in America.
Okay.
Because they're making the CEOs were making 300x what the base worker there was making. It was just insane. And they haven't been raising their pay, and people are suffering. Right?
Yeah.
So they unionized and they're doing a strike. So now it's a legal battle, but it sounds like Ford gave in or something like that.
Oh yeah, they would too, pussies.
Yeah, they came to terms with the people striking.
Yeah.
But Biden walked with them today and gave a speech and stuff. That was kind of
that was today?
Or today or yesterday. One of those
shit.
2 days. Yeah.
He out there really acting his age, you know. The
Well,
last time he was in a strike line picket fence, Jimmy Hoffa was alive and they knew where he was. You don't know Jimmy Hoffa, the union leader? He led unions.
Okay.
He was gonna run. He was gonna make a run for the presidency.
Oh, okay.
It was in the '60s. Kennedy was president.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know much about that stuff.
There is a great documentary starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino on Netflix called The Irishman.
Oh, okay.
That's been out for a while. I watched it a couple months ago and it was fantastic. I learned so much. I didn't know who Jimmy Hoffa was. I just knew they can't find him. Now I know why they can't find him. He's rolled up in a carpet and was burned by Robert De Niro.
God.
Spoiler alert. The movie's been out for 3 years.
Yeah. No. I don't even know how to respond to that. Jesus.
You don't have to. Jimmy Hoffa was rolled up into a carpet by Robert De Niro and burned.
Yeah. No.
So okay. So Biden's having a fun time marching in the streets, forgetting what decade he's in.
Yeah. No. I mean, we're seeing him move more this year than he's moved his entire presidency.
That's good though. Movement's good. You know.
That's healthy for him.
Yeah. Probably his brain's motor cortex is just firing away because of all the strokes he's had in office. That's damaged permanently. It's like when you hit, those moving toys.
Mm-hmm.
They'll move and sing, and you hit it really hard, and it gets stuck in a repeated action. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's him with his legs right now.
What an explanation.
What about our former president?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Trump.
Trumpy's put himself in some hot water. He's being sued too by lots of states for lots of things. There's been some movement in New York.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it looks like they caught him doing fraud.
Oh shit.
Yeah, big surprise.
What's gonna happen to him with the fraud if it goes through?
If they end up going through with it, he could get fined $250,000, and then all his assets that he owns within the state of New York, the judge gets to decide how they sell it off and liquidate the assets.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can't even tell his buddies hey, I'm gonna lose this building. You should buy it. Wink, wink, nod, nod. No. I guess whoever the judge is. Yeah, whoever the judge appoints gets to just decide
where it's going.
Yeah, maybe they sell it off to cancer research centers. I don't know. Just charity case it. I don't know if that's
give it to the homeless.
Yeah.
Why are we selling these buildings off? For real, just don't even evacuate them. Just send them in flocks. It's the homeless building now. Yeah. For real, that solution.
I think you're onto something.
I think I could do presidents better than presidents.
Speaking of that, it was pretty late last night when me and John got to talking. And at the end of the day, he said that he thinks he could be a better president than any of the presidents running right now.
I can't.
Yeah. So I made some questions for him, and we're gonna have a mock debate / interview
Yes.
With a person that can't run for president, unfortunately, there's rules and stuff. He's not of age. But we're going to see what's inside that brain. We're going to figure out how to fix this country, John style.
It's not make America great again. It's, I'm going to fix it.
Bob the
Bob, can we fix it? We're going to try.
That's a great chant, you know.
We're
Call
going
in
to try.
response.
Yeah.
You know.
Can we fix it?
And then
Everybody's
everybody in the
we're
crowd.
going to try.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh shit!
Some PR
Already got
talk
my
right there.
already got my campaign slogan.
It feels good.
It
Rolls
was-
right off the tongue.
Didn't have to pay for it.
Meant to be.
All right. Well, shall we? You got your list of questions into character.
Yeah.
Shit, you might be right. You might be right. My presidential character. Yeah, President John here.
Yeah. Are you gonna change anything about you? Okay. Well,
I'm ready to debate, officer.
I'm an officer. Okay.
Officer of the law and the hearts of the many.
Well, welcome to this mock debate thing that we're doing. I don't know that we have a name for it, but would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Future President? Potential future president?
My name is John. Last name redacted. Anarchist Party of Minnesota. I'm running for president because everybody else sucks. Nards.
That's fair. All right. My first question that I have for you tonight.
You're not going to introduce yourself, Mr.
No.
Interviewer? I'd like to know who I'm speaking to.
I
like to know everybody I speak to.
I just had some ideas. And they're about presidential things that I've heard about or I've seen on the news. Okay? Questions that are hot button. Things that get right to the edge of issues.
You did your homework.
I did do a little homework.
That's already more than the Biden administration has been able to do. Thank you for being a true American.
You're welcome. All right, my first question for you tonight regards the money that we're spending in Ukraine as a country. Many Americans think that we're not doing enough. And then there's some saying that we're doing way too much. How do you view yourself in terms of supporting a country at war?
It's like this, right? We're America. We're at war all the time. Finally, somebody we know is at war for the first time, fighting for their freedoms, the American way, and we're shoving a shitload of money at them.
Oh, and weapons.
And weapons. And you got some American people who are like, we need to do more. We need to do better, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And some, they're like, fucking stop. You know,
We got
I want a hammer and sickle in my fucking living room, too. No. That's American taxpayer dollars going to some foreign country that I've never been to and can't speak the language of.
Yeah, that's one view of it.
Yeah.
So,
How I feel about it?
what are you going to do if
We
you're president?
literally print money.
Okay,
We print the US dollar. We
Yeah.
can print more.
sure.
We'll just print more and send it to Ukraine.
That's a great idea.
I studied economics for 3 years. This isn't a bad idea because we're off the gold standard. The money is already fucking worthless. It depends on what you, the rightful American, believes the dollar is worth. That's what determines all these high prices, inflation. Your fucking fault. You determined that a loaf of bread needs to be $6.
So, are we stopping the war? Are we investing harder? What's the direction?
We're printing more money.
We're printing more money.
And we're giving it to the Ukraine.
And we're sending more guns.
Money.
And weapons. Just money?
Just money. Then they can use that money to buy guns from us. We get the money back.
Recycle
Bolstering the American economy with our own money.
it. Full circle.
Full, it's the circle of the US dollar.
All right, all right. Are you on board with sending even deadlier weapons and like machines of war to Ukraine? What's your stance on that?
I've seen this news article of a lady killing her husband with a coffee cup. There's no such thing as a deadlier weapon. A weapon is a weapon that can kill. We will send them weapons that can kill. And inversely,
How many coffee cups
No.
are you sending them?
Inversely, we will be buying weapons from Russia.
Oh.
You may be thinking, but that would be supporting the Russians. They would be getting more money. Well, who makes all the guns? We do. If we buy all the Russian guns, they'll have more money, but they can't spend it on guns from the U.S. because of all the tariffs.
Oh, yeah. They don't have tariffs going the other way at all.
Or weapons factories.
Right. Great. Buy all the weapons in Russia, give them to Ukraine. That solves the problem.
Yeah.
That seems pretty straightforward to me.
It's basic supply and demand. They can't... If they have all the money, but we have all the demand, we can choose the prices or choose not to give it to them. We have the supply, not the demand.
No,
That's stupid. They have the demand. We have the supply. We will sell the Russian guns to Ukraine with American money.
Okay. On to our next topic.
Here's why I'm so for Ukraine beating Russia. Not only will it break up the Soviet Union again, but also the company that makes the Metro video game series is based in Ukraine, and I, for one, would like them to keep making video games. So, fuck Russia.
Wow. All right. On to our next topic. OPEC has been screwing us on oil prices, manipulating it hard. What do you think you're going to do against all of the oil in the Middle East?
They can't make or store oil if there are no more buildings to produce or store the oil in. Knock down every building that is owned by OPEC. Every building.
Just start the biggest war this world has
ever seen. Demolition, not a war. We're not going in there with tanks. We're going in there with wrecking balls, all right? And if they fight back, then they started the war. It's as simple as that.
Sounds good. If China decides to finally invade Taiwan, what is your response going to be?
We need to save Taiwan. They have chicks with dicks. They have chicks with dicks. Need I say more?
And how are we going to support the chicks with dicks that are fighting a war against China?
China has to get to Taiwan via boat. It is too... I mean, they can send planes. They can send planes, but that's not a viable troop transport. They can pair troops and troops. But if they're only running planes to Taiwan, that's just logistically stupid. They have to have boats. They gotta have boats.
Yeah.
The boats are made in China.
Okay.
They're gonna sink. We just need to make sure the waves are big enough to sink them. We will drop bombs in the ocean on such a massive scale that the tsunamis will hit the Yellow Sea, which is outside China.
Yeah.
And we'll sink all of their boats.
There you go. Tsunami sinking the boats.
We will bomb the shit out of the ocean. Melting the plastics that are unfortunately killing all of the sea turtles into one giant clump that we can extract and send to space.
Or recycle.
War of two fronts.
Send into space. So Elon can use it to build bases and stuff, right?
No.
Just for fun.
No. That plastic's not for him. That's U.S. government property, okay? That's sitting in space where we tell it to. And it'll stay there as a second moon of plastic.
All right. Another thing people have been talking about are term limits or IQ/competence tests for politicians. How do you feel about that?
2 words. Absolute power. Eliminate term limits.
There you go. Okay.
If you have no term limits on congressmen and representatives, fuck it, the system's already broken.
Yeah.
Remove term limits for president. Like myself. So I can keep those fuckers in check and make sure they're representing the American people like they had vowed to do from day one. 70-year-old fossil fuel fucks.
Okay. What happens when you also start to experience mental decline? Should we test you every year to make sure that you're still fit to run for
I can
president?
think of 2 presidents who have been dealt with It's called assassination. If I become power hungry, you guys can kill me. It's like your God-given right. It's attached to the Second Amendment, you know, in the Bill of Rights. A little subscript that says you can shoot the president if they're bad.
They're tyrannical or something, right? That's the word
like
they use.
Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy were. Yes.
Tyrannical. Yeah. Okay.
Who in their right mind drives around in a convertible
They know
as the president? How do we know a foreign power didn't shoot him? How do we know it was... What's his name? Not John Wilkes Booth, the other guy.
The Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, how do we know it was him? We don't know that. We don't know that. Maybe it was him. Maybe Russia had him do it, or the CIA. If it was the CIA, it was in their rights to do.
How do we fix the economy?
Next question.
Okay. The housing market is experiencing a shortage, driving costs way high, so that young families really don't stand a great chance at not getting screwed buying a house. How do we fix that?
You remember my plan with Ukraine to
Yeah.
make a bunch of money and send it to them and then get it back when we sell them the Russian guns that we bought with that money?
Yeah, yeah.
That money's going to flood our economy, driving the value of the dollar so low that you can buy a house for 15 cents.
The price doesn't go up.
No.
The money gets less
No.
valuable.
Why would the price go up when the money goes less valuable? That's stupid. I studied economics for 3 years. The price is the value of how much money it's worth.
Okay, man.
Duh. Or, alternatively, banks can't raise the prices of houses if they don't have any buildings to operate in. My wrecking ball policy will effectively radicalize the people's passion and anger at our financial institutions. Wrecking ball policy. We will demolish the 1%.
Wow. Okay. We have a homelessness crisis,
I
as
agree.
well as a mental health crisis
I agree.
happening in this country. What steps should be taken to reduce or fix these issues?
Weaponize the homeless.
Oh.
Weaponize the homeless.
If you're living on the street, you just join the army.
They are looking for jobs, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
need a job to survive.
you're
They
right.
need income.
Force
they
a
need
job.
shelter. Conscript them. They will have 3 meals a day. Shelter. A gun. Like, they'll be the happiest they've ever been. Some of them are veterans, and we
Yeah.
can use some experience
Yeah.
in the homeless defense force.
Sure.
The HDF, my new government institution, a lot like Trump did with Space Force, but homeless force.
Yeah, there you go.
They already know how to tent. We don't have to teach them how to tent. They can live in harsh climates.
They're sturdy
They can
people.
blend in to large urban infrastructure.
Yeah, for sure. They already look the part, right?
It makes weaponize the homeless. It's the only way.
That was a pretty good answer. All right.
They're all good answers.
I'll let you finish your sippy there.
On to the mental health crisis.
Okay, yep, you got
I
ideas?
forgot to mention that.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot like with the homeless, where you're conscripting them and giving them guns. We'll be doing the same. No, I'm kidding. We cannot be doing the same because a lot of the mass shootings that are happening are done by people with mental illness that
Yeah.
go untreated or are abused by friends and family. And I believe that we need rigorous social credit score checks. The NSA already has the technology. The Pegasus software will find the people who are not mentally fit enough to belong into society. We will give them jobs, and their jobs are so simple. Propaganda creation to send to foreign countries that are our enemies. What would anger them more than seeing 14 dozen self-inflicted injuries covered furries dancing. It'll anger them so much that they'll send all of their poor and decrepit people our way, all of their mentally unfit people our way, and we'll just recruit more.
So this is like a people grab for
Yes.
sick people.
Yes, we fill our country in with all of the unwell people and work them in a propaganda campaign against our enemies.
That's an interesting answer to that question. Oh my goodness. Right.
We'll be creating jobs. Do you understand that? Everything I'm talking about is bolstering the American economy for the American people who deserve to be Americans.
Oh my goodness. All right. The next one is also fairly hot topic right now. Abortion. Some states want to ban it. Some states want to reduce it. Others want to let it go full stop. Where do you stand on that?
Much like we are conscripting the homeless, I offer this proposition to families looking to have a secondary option to a birth of a child that they can raise and enjoy a happy life with. The second option is this: sell your baby to the government, or we can conscript in our armed services.
With all the homeless and mentally ill?
No, those are different branches.
Okay.
This is a new branch.
The baby branch?
The baby branch.
We're making super soldiers now.
You read my mind. Therefore, it must be a good idea. Yes, think of all the training that we can give them. You already denied them their life. We would be offering them a chance.
They're zombies.
No. Whereas a parent would choose to abort them out of the convenience of their own lives.
Yeah.
Rather than taking the time to raise a child of their own or bring them to an orphanage after the birth.
Yeah.
Because they don't want their vagina to be blown out like a dead cow. Instead, you would make money off of sending them to us where we could give them an opportunity to serve their country who wants and needs them.
Yeah. Wow.
And when they're done with their mandatory 62-year service, we'll release them into the public, along with information on their biological parents.
Wow.
Next question, please.
All right. Other thing that's been sorry, I'm losing my composure. Anyway.
Often I lose my composure too.
Okay.
It is because we are human.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that.
I'm a humanist after all.
A humanist? That's interesting. All right. Trans rights have become something that have been being talked about more and more recently. You know, some of them don't feel safe. Some people think they shouldn't be able to transition at all. What do you think about that whole, cluster of issues?
Michael Bay's documentaries painted a clear picture. We need the Transformers.
Yeah.
And they need to be allowed to transition freely.
Yeah.
From a proud standing Japanese robot into a Camaro is an important aspect of their combat. We need them, the Autobots, to fight off the Decepticons.
Okay.
Why is this a question? Why are people debating this? We need the Transformers.
Yeah.
For our protection.
Does that translate to humans and not just the robots?
Turn into a car for me, would you? Didn't think so. What do you mean?
We're talking about people that want to change their genders, not from being...
Oh, that shit's gay. I want to talk about Optimus Prime and his Autobots. So we're going to talk about Optimus Prime and his Autobots. Optimus Prime has canonically died 17 times and has come back from death each time. We need that for our national security and the security of planet Earth from Megatron and his Decepticons.
So am I getting it that they should be allowed to transition because after they transition, they will be closer to a robot and therefore will have more fighting abilities?
Hey, you remember in Revenge of the Fallen when Sam Witwicky, played by the late, great Shia LaBeouf, went to college and his freshman year is wilder than any freshman year anybody's had, ever? The only thing that comes close, perchance, the American Pie movies. However, this is a Michael Bay documentary.
Sure.
Sam Witwicky tongue punched this blonde Decepticon in the face. Megan Fox found out and was furious. We need Autobot human transformers to do the same thing to the Decepticons. Spies, if you will.
That's who the Decepticons
So if a person can turn into a robot and vice versa, it would be good for the betterment of humanity and our national security. Let the Autobots come home. Earth. Cybertron was broken in the 4th movie. Earth is their home.
Alright, next topic. Climate change. Some think it's a hoax. Some think it's not a bad thing. The Earth can take it. Others think it'll lead to disaster. Do you believe in climate change? And if you do, how do you plan to fix it?
Anyone who denies the laws of science is a moron. Of course I believe in climate change.
Yeah.
However, let's scale it back a few million years. The Earth used to be frozen, for the most part, much colder than it is now. It's called an ice age. That ice age melted, right? They became desert. Many species of megafauna, megaflora, big trees, big plants, for those of you who are uneducated in the terms of biological sciences, died out, became extinct. It became too hot. But guess what? The cavemen, aside from making fires, didn't burn fossil fuels. They didn't even know what fossils were. Probably. Rocks that looked like animals.
Yeah.
These are natural things that happen on planet Earth. Climate change cycle isn't a man-made phenomenon. It's a naturally occurring thing. However, we are expediting the process.
Yeah.
Which should be happening over the course of thousands of years is happening over the course of mere decades. Which can only mean one thing. That movie, starring Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal, The Day After Tomorrow, is a real thing. There will be giant ice hurricanes that engulf the planet by the year 2040. Some of you may freeze. Some of you may drown.
Okay.
Some of you may have to fight wolves on a Russian boat.
Sure.
But we're Americans,
Yeah.
and we will prevail. And without having to migrate to Mexico. We can build warmer coats. We can take off layers when it gets hot. This is not a problem.
So you don't think we should do anything?
We're adaptable, if nothing. The human race is adaptable.
Okay. So you say...
Human race will be fine. I cannot say the same for our chickens and our cows. Or our crops. We may have to resort to large-scale cannibalism, harvesting smaller third-world countries for food.
Oh.
The human race is adaptable, and we, the American people, even more so.
So we just keep making CO2 as fast as we can.
Yes, of
We're
course.
hitting the throttle.
You breathe CO2. You really want to fix the issue? Kill all the humans. If that's your plan, is to eliminate the expedition of climate change, kill everyone. Glass the planet. That's another policy I will be enacting. The glass planet policy. You people fail an assassination on me when I have absolute power. Glass planet policy. I call the marble. The marble rule.
Okay.
will initiate.
Okay. Wow. So he's going in. He's going to abolish term limits, and the only way to get him out is to kill him. And if you don't, he's coming after everyone.
Only if you fail in the attempt.
Yeah.
If I don't know about it, it doesn't happen. So don't miss.
Oh.
I can smell ricin. It may be odorless. I can smell it. Look at this nose. No, it was not made in Israel. Made in the US of A.
All right. Okay. On to our next topic. Allegations of corruption within our government at every level have become quite the talking point, as we've uncovered some pretty blatant corruption out of our politicians. Just this week, we found out some guy had literal gold bars that he just got from his buddies while working as a politician, because that happens for no reason.
They just pass out gold bars?
Evidently.
This is new information to me.
Oh, it was wild. He had money in his walls and stuff, and then he came out on record and said that the reason he had this was because he was Cuban, and Cubans used to store money in their walls. They were really worried about losing their money and bank collapses, so part of his heritage is he stores money in his walls.
I believe that.
That's completely horrible.
Who are we to justify his traditions? No, he's 100%. Yes, they store money in the walls, Skyler. Next question. Sorry.
What about the corruption?
What was the previous question? Oh, yeah, the corruption? Yeah, it's there. These allegations. Of course it's happening. Okay. I myself accepted 52 bribes from Pfizer to run my campaign. Of course it's happening. What did I tell you people? You can assassinate a president when they aren't bad? In the Constitution, it literally says, when faced with tyranny, there must be a well-regulated militia to remove said tyranny. If you don't like the way things are running, move to Oregon, join one of those militias. They'll train you. They'll teach you all their ways. They will arm you. It's pretty country. And then you guys can raid the White House or, Congress. Thus effectively eliminating my competition because I don't live in the White House or Congress. You won't find my address. It's not posted anywhere. I may or may not be homeless. And yeah, win me the presidency.
I don't know that we can tell people how to go about.
We are not telling them a thing. I am merely inspiring the American people to take their lives into their own hands, the American way, with large amounts of firearms and explosives. It's part of my double down policy. Stand your ground. Double down. You may get bonus rewards. Life is just blackjack.
Oh my goodness.
Always hit on 17.
How's that supposed to be?
Always hit on 17.
Okay.
Next question.
All right, student loan repayments begin soon. What are your stances on colleges in America?
They cannot collect money if they have no buildings to put the money in or to collect from.
Okay.
That's a part of my all-encompassing wrecking ball policy.
Okay. So you're just
student loans are outrageous. As a student myself, I am outraged by the amount of money I need to pay to live in this fucking 32 square foot fucking dorm where I need to run my presidential campaigns out of?
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Absolutely.
Outrageous.
So we're knocking down.
Some people even live in mud huts for free. I would rather live in a mud hut for free than pay $10,000 to live here for 9 months of the year.
You live in a pretty cold place.
You can insulate. Humans are adaptable. Put on more layers. Okay. No. How we solve the outrageous prices of American education in this country is simple. Don't go to school. Don't give them what they want.
Money.
You can go to a 2-year college for next to nothing. I'm talking, you could do 2 years for maybe 10 grand, or a 4-year university, you're going to pay minimum $60,000 for 4 years? Are you kidding me? You can do a 2-year degree, do HVAC, which will make you a fuckload of money every 7 years. It's a cycle, right? Because it's like you fix all the HVAC stuff, right? And then it's fixed. So you're kind of out of a job, but you can charge a shitload of money while you're fixing it. That'll keep you, moneyed throughout that time. Or you could draw out the amount of things that you fix over the course of several years. Say, oh, sorry, I'm backed up at the moment. Even though you're in Orlando taking your kids to Disneyland to go see Star Wars. You're backed up. You make a lot of money in HVAC, let me tell you. Go do HVAC, or even better, join the American forces.
Yeah, okay.
I plan on raising all pay and benefits for our armed troops, because I am a red-blooded American. Unlike the rest of these old fucks who can't seem to remember that they dodged the draft during Vietnam when they were 50, because they're that old.
Okay.
And now they're shaming their neighbors, their brothers, their cousins who went and got their legs blown off, like our great hero, Lieutenant Dan. He doesn't have any legs, Skyler.
Okay. Oh. So your plan is to knock down the colleges. Everybody has to go to a 2-year school
to learn a trade.
HVAC. How do we get doctors and shit?
The doctors are making how much money per year? They can pay private schools part of their salary to teach their kids to be doctors from age 6. What do you mean, where are we getting to the doctors? If you're a doctor, your whole family's locked in for eternity to be doctors.
This kind of sounded like North Korea's policy.
No. Let me tell you about North Korea, all right?
All right. Well, that was one of my questions on here. North Korea, friend or foe?
Oh, definitely foe. Are you kidding me? They hate us, and they're developing their whole thing to build nukes that can reach us, which they now can do. But let me tell you about North Korea. Their last names are pronounced first, and that's wrong. Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong is his last name. It comes first, but it's his last name? I'm sorry. That seems backwards. They are the exact opposite of America. In every facet. They are our mortal enemies. And when the island of South Korea is created, we'll make sure that those South Koreans pronounce their names first name first.
Okay.
Last name second. Third name, United States of America property.
All right. We have a lot of mass shootings in this country. Why do you think that is, and what can we do to reduce the amount?
That is because the ATF has decided that they will, for those of you who are uninformed, the ATF is the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms branch of our law enforcement. And they've decided that they have the power to make laws, which they don't, because they are part of the executive branch who cannot make laws. I can't pass any laws myself. It's up to the legislative branch, such as the House of Representatives and the Senate. They make the laws. I execute the laws, hence the name of the executive branch, and the ATF is part of the executive branch. As Chief Executive Officer of the United States of America, as top of the executive branch, I will be abolishing the ATF.
Okay.
They can't make the laws.
No controls on
anything like that. I will be abolishing the ATF and instituting a new policy. I haven't gotten the name for it yet. Okay, this is a new policy. It's a substrate of the Wrecking Ball policy. We'll be knocking a bunch of ATF buildings down, of course, and instituting a new branch on this tree of government.
Okay.
Solving the mass shooting case is as simple as this. You need to have several cycle evaluations done, not only once you purchase the firearm, but continuing throughout the rest of your life. Psych evaluations to make sure that you're not crazy and you won't shoot other people with your gun.
Who makes the test?
Moi. Of course. Who else would be more suited? No, it's because I'm at the top of the executive branch that falls under our jurisdiction.
So you get to do it?
I get to make the rules.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
It's very similar to the GOAT test from the Fallout video game series. You know the GOAT test? Hey, your neighbor was caught stealing. What will you do? Will you A, report him, B, do nothing, C, help him find or help him store whatever he had stolen, or D, shoot him in the face? With D being the red flag for probably shouldn't have the gun.
Okay, so
Go
we
test.
put them in like a virtual simulator.
I'm talking a 1-to-1 simulation copy. Sorry, you have distracted me with my words. Your words. A 1-to-1 copy of the GOAT test for Fallout, but for purchasing firearms. We need to get in their heads. We need to make sure they're not a threat to society, like these loner people. Actually, statistically, most of the school shootings are done by students who get their hands upon weapons from their parents who are not locked in. I said this was a developing branch. I have come up with an idea.
Okay.
When somebody in the family buys a firearm, everyone in their direct family, everyone who lives at that address, must do psych evaluations once every year.
Okay.
Make sure they're not going to shoot people.
switch
I
it
get
up.
that moods can change day to day, which is why anybody with any kind of mental illness whatsoever that has been diagnosed cannot purchase a firearm, except for those with autism. They're the only ones. But if you have autism and bipolar, sorry. If you're just autistic, you're probably okay.
What about like
Down syndrome?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They pet
ADHD?
rabbits too hard. They may pet a trigger a little too much. No, sorry.
What about the ADHDers?
They're fine.
Okay, they're fine.
They're fine.
protected.
Yeah. If you have ADHD and autism on top of it, you're probably fine. Neither of these groups are known to be particularly violent. Doesn't mean that this is a fix-all. That doesn't mean that shootings will never happen.
Yeah.
Look at England. They banned firearms. Occasionally, they still have shootings. There's too many guns in America right now.
Everywhere.
The United States owns 1/3 of the world's guns. That's a lot of guns. And only 1/3 of the United States population owns that gun. Those guns. So that's a lot of guns per person who owns the guns. I myself have 12. I'm one person. I have 2 hands, 2 feet. I can't fire 12 guns at once. Even Siamese twins can't fire more than 2 guns at once. And there's 2 people attached to each other.
Okay.
So no, unfortunately, it's too late to ban firearms to solve this issue. That's just not feasible. There's too many guns. It's too easy with our current legislation to acquire them illegally, which is why my background checks will help. But they will only help from now until the future. They won't. Nothing in the past. None of the guns that are out there free range that aren't registered to people, because all law is ever changing, and some of them have been grandfathered in, and a lot. I myself own 2 that are unregistered. To me personally, it's just not feasible to prevent mass shootings forever, and especially gang shootings. They can get their hands on the guns easily, illegally, through third-party purchases. And, hey, bro, you want to buy a gun, and you sell it to them, and nobody's there. Currently, the state of Minnesota, my state, has passed a law where there must be some third party present during the sale, a private sale, of a firearm, but you can't enforce that, so it's a shit law. Laws are meaningless if you can't enforce them. That's just how the world works. If you can't wrap that around your head, if you think that printed word is all powerful, you're fucking stupid. Go outside, get mugged. You'll know that printed law is not all powerful. It's just not.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you can't solve the issue forever or permanently. It's just not possible.
Okay. All right. The
next question.
Yeah. Is Amazon a monopoly?
Amazon's fucking handy, I'll tell you that much. How many times have you ordered from Amazon? You know, you don't want to go to the store. They have fucking almost everything that you need. I don't think we should be slapping them with fines. It was a good idea.
Well, the problem is they're making generic versions of popular things, and they get to see everything that's popular, and then they get to scrape.
There should be one company in America, and that's Amazon. They make cars. They have them make everything. It's not a problem if there's only one in the whole nation. One.
Simpler.
Unified. It's simpler. It's so much handier. If you're worried about them making the price or whatever, just know that you have the option to burn down the warehouses. It's a thing you can do. Felony arson will no longer be a felony while I'm president.
Okay.
Just clarifying that. Misdemeanor at most, and that's if anybody dies.
This is my last question.
Good, because I finished
down.
my drink.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to answer any more questions intelligibly without fuel. For the brain.
Yeah.
The liver.
Okay.
What is your question?
Do you think that family members of politicians should be able to benefit from knowing a guy? We've had a spree of that in the last couple administrations.
Let me tell you all you need to know about your politician, your representatives and your congressmen. They don't represent you. You elected them because their name comes on the ballot every year and you hear about them in the news. That's why you elected them. They're not doing a goddamn thing to help you or your family or your friend's family or anybody. They're in it for themselves. That's why they keep raising their salary every year when the government shuts down. While I'm in office, I will make sure to abolish politicians. It'll be illegal for you to be a politician. Not for you, the American people, to be politicians, but for career politicians. I know I said abolish term rates, but also that's one way of doing things. I'm a businessman. I will compromise. Term limits for everybody set at 1 year. You have 1 year to get your shit together.
Here you go.
Then you're out permanently.
Oh. Except
or
for you, because you have
no. Like I said,
okay.
Compromise. Either we go the exact opposite way, which is abolish term rates, or we go the other way, which is cap them at 1 year.
What if we make it
for everyone?
Jury duty.
Jury
Everybody
duty?
gets to go in there for a week.
This is why I have come to this interview. Random. The social security number will be flipped. You have to do that job. The Greeks did it with rocks, painted rocks.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I think we should go back. No, fuck all my previous statements of maximum lifetime term limits or minimum 1 year term limits. No, we're going back to painted rocks. Your social security number, my painted rocks policy, when enacted, will radically change the American government for the benefit of the American people.
Okay.
Painted rocks. Your social security number flips up. You're in that office. You get to pick who's with you, and it's a lifetime office. That painted rock is lifetime. So there can't be career politicians as we know them who are out doing elections and all this other shit forever. Instead, it's one dude who probably doesn't know better forever until, as I have stated, you, the American people, can dispose of them. You can do that. It's a thing that can be done.
The mesh of the policies right there.
Compromise is the only way to move forward. and progress as an American society.
Not gonna be the president. It'll just be
no. I will be president. You will vote me because I need to make sure that these things happen.
Oh, so you started off.
Yes, I will be the first true American president.
Oh, and then until somebody kills you, and once somebody kills you, then we get the painted rock.
Painted rock.
Okay.
Yes. I'm durable. Good luck.
Jesus. All right. Well, I guess that concludes our interview. Obviously, this was satire.
I disagree wholeheartedly. This is my wrecking ball policy. What were my other policies? Painted rock policy. Weaponize the homeless campaign.
Yep.
Not satire. You vote me as president, I will make sure these things happen.
Encouraging violence on everything that disgruntles you.
I've been told multiple times that violence is not the answer. That's not true. Violence is the question. The answer is yes. Vote me. Your next American president who isn't senile and doesn't know that I need to stay for a speech when the ice cream truck is driving behind me. And does not commit tax fraud. I use TurboTax like everyone else. And the only way I can commit tax fraud is if they're fraudulent.
Yeah.
Which they're not. And you should use TurboTax, one of my many sponsors, along with Pfizer, who will remain untouched.
Alrighty. You can transform back into not president.
I am not an Autobot. However, I need a refill.
Oh, okay.
I may be back.
He's disappearing for a little bit. Now it's just the interviewer for like 4 seconds. He's standing there.
True American right here.
He's
You
not.
will vote for me, won't you?
I'm considering
I have your
it.
address. I know your family. How's Martha? That's what I thought.
He doesn't know this, but Martha's not in my family. Anyway.
Oh, Martha!
That was pretty interesting. If we offended you in any way during all of that, whoops. That was kind of crazy. It was fun though. We've got
Did
a
you
lot
see
of
that guy who
issues.
was running for president, bro? He's got my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was making sense with his wrecking ball policy. I think that's a good idea. Vandalize buildings.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I'm forklift
definitely.
certified. I can do that.
Yeah. Good thing you're not the guy running, right? Like that'd be stressful.
That would be, that would be wild.
Well, we've been on for 57 minutes.
There's no way that bit took 57 minutes. 58 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, that went on for a while. Somebody came on our program and ranted for a long time.
Jesus. You said give up your seat, and I went to the bar. Wow.
Yeah, we had somebody come in. We had a whole interview without you.
I fucking missed it. Was it with that guy who was going to be president? I thought it was just fuck. I would have liked to have asked him questions about, like, you know, his views on the CDC and, you know, how the pandemic's going to affect our economy.
Yeah.
But, okay, guess not.
No, we did miss those.
Yeah.
It was a shame. I mean, you'll get to watch it once it's up, so you'll get to see what happened.
I will.
Yeah.
I totally won't.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what now?
We just talk about things, I guess. Or
what a fucking podcast where we just talk about whatever comes to mind. Jesus.
That's literally how we did the whole first episode.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
well, this isn't the third one. First
No,
one.
this
This
is
is the
number
third
3.
one. Number 3.
Yep.
Third time's a charm, I say.
It was possibly charming. You don't know. You haven't seen it yet.
That's true.
Gonna keep the suspense up, you know.
Can't wait to watch it. And you should too. And you can watch us on various platforms.
Yeah, several of them right now.
Like what?
Well, we've got a Spotify. We've got a YouTube now.
We have a YouTube now, where you can actually. I mean, you can see the video on Spotify, can't you?
Yeah.
You can see us in more restricted form on YouTube.
Yeah, there's comments and stuff. We'll see how long the channel lasts there.
Who knows?
And then we're on most of the other podcast platforms as Counterfeit Intelligence. We're not on Apple still.
Fuck Apple. No, I don't want to be on Apple. Okay. Fuck them.
Yeah.
For real.
Our other socials, we've got a Twitter and a Facebook and an Instagram and a TikTok. All of them yet to be used, but they will be managed by somebody in this room.
I've been doing a poor job as social media advisor.
We just got
hopefully by the time that this video is aired, although I can't imagine too much editing is being done, so maybe that's a stretch. The bar is low and I am lower. I plan on interacting on the social media soon.
There you go. That's a promise.
Soon.
Do you remember the handles that we are on those? It's
No, I don't. I have it on my phone, some of the apps. I don't have TikTok. You should get on there and check it. Okay. I also don't have Facebook. I have the Twitter and the Instagram.
Okay.
Sorry, the X. And the Instagram. On X, also known as Twitter, we are called Counterfeit Intelligence.
Oh, I really hope there's not stuff playing right now. Because I pulled up TikTok.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. The screen record we got going?
We don't have that going, but look, it's an audio thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. If you were spam by from, what was that? CSGO?
I don't
Valorant?
know.
Sorry.
Right.
We can't fix that, and we won't.
We're just Counterfeit Intelligence, no spaces.
On TikTok. Counterfeit Intelligence, all lowercase, no spaces. I know it's their big words, but you have Google and can find them. All right. On X or Twitter, we are capital C, capital I, capital P, Odd Official, capital O. Wow.
What?
I like our Instagram. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, man.
Le Cinema. We get followed on Instagram by so many porn bots.
Facebook.
Wait, that's Megan Fox and Emma Watson and Scarlett Johansson and Jennifer Lawrence. Those are AI images, man. I would know. That's wild, though. Let me go like that post afterwards.
We are just Counterfeit Intelligence.
Counterfeit Intelligence, space between counterfeit and intelligence. Capitalize the first two letters because grammar.
Yeah, they let you have spaces.
On Instagram, Facebook, sorry.
Yeah,
on Facebook, Counterfeit Intelligence, capital C, capital I.
Yep.
Counterfeit Intelligence. Basically, just go on these platforms, type in Counterfeit Intelligence, look for the spazzy brain, green, yellow, blue, orange, red brain, the psychedelic brain that we have, thermal image brain. You find the brain and you'll probably find us. Counterfeit Intelligence, CI Pod Official. On X, the name is Counterfeit Intelligence. Of all the social media apps that I will be working with, that's probably the biggest one because I dislike Instagram, but Twitter's easy to use. Okay. X, sorry, so I'll probably be more active on X if you have questions. Did you pull up our Instagram or just our Facebook?
I pulled up
the Facebook.
Where the
fuck did I will pull up the Instagram.
Okay. We have an email, too, if you care about sending us something.
Tell them the email.
The email is counterintelpodcast@gmail.com. No spaces, no caps. It's not intelligence, just intel.
Counterintel.
Podcast@gmail.com.
Correct. All lowercase.
Yeah.
It's very similar for our Instagram handle. We are Counter Intel Podcast. All lowercase, no spaces. So you can spell Counter Intel in podcast. You can find us on Instagram and our Gmail.
Yep, there you go.
I've yet to post on Instagram.
Well, that's fine. We will be working that out. If you enjoyed the podcast, you can like us on just about all of those platforms. Give us a follow.
Smile, I'm taking a picture for our Instagram.
A picture, okay. Anyway, you can follow us on there. You can comment, talk to us. We will try to respond to you as soon as possible. We didn't pick something to go to war with, Chad.
Oh, what are we going to pick to go to war with? How about roundabouts in America?
That's a good one. I can get behind that.
We're going to war with roundabouts in America. They're a bad idea for the next several decades.
Donuts are for eating, not for driving.
Well, what about doing donuts in your car in an empty parking lot at 4 in the morning?
That's not a roundabout. That's just fun.
Oh, true. Donuts are the bagels of the car world, of the driving world.
Oh.
Whereas donuts are, bagels.
Bagels. We messed it up.
No, sorry. Bagels are for not driving on.
Because they're roundabouts.
Fuck roundabouts. Boiled ass donuts.
If you also hate roundabouts, feel free to let us know your passionate hate for robots. Or not robots. Oh my
roundabouts.
God. Roundabouts. That was the word I was looking for.
We didn't use fucking roundabouts to get to the moon, okay?
Yeah.
We didn't have them.
Straight line.
Straight fucking line. Well, I hope you enjoyed this shit. Remember to find us on social media. We should probably... On YouTube, we'll tag them. We'll tag our shit. Our social... Yes.
Yeah,
we'll tag them on YouTube.
And on Spotify.
Can we do that on Spotify? We'll find a way.
We'll figure it out. Otherwise, we told you.
No, we'll put it in the description on Spotify.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll start doing that. That's smart. He had an idea.
Boom. Happens erratically and spontaneously.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Bye, I guess.
Bye. I guess you hate roundabouts. Let us know
how
much you hate them.
Fuck a roundabout.
If you know Photoshop and you can show us what it would look like to fuck a roundabout, that's an option too.
Only if you're over 18, of course. Jesus.
You didn't have to include them.
What did we laws? What?
Okay.
Adios.
Bye-bye.